Hello, loves. So wonderful to be here with you on this sacred summer solstice. So wonderful to be here with you. Um, the sun is high in the sky here in this beautiful forest in Ireland, and I'm here at the River Bann. Which, as you know, in Gaelic, it's woman, goddess. And as the water flows, she reminds us of that consciousness that flows through us, that water that flows through us, and that we are the earth, and the earth is us. So together, to honor this very sacred time, I thought we could do a special meditation together and talk a little bit about what the summer solstice is. Hi, Karen Love. Lovely to see you. Happy summer solstice. So the word means solstice, to stand still. So as we know, the summer solstice is the longest day of the year, the shortest night. And at the same time, when we're always looking at that yin and yang, as we're in the longest, the most yang day of the year, there still is that energy of the yin. And as we're in this day, we're moving towards the promise of darkness that comes back to us again. There is that constant change, that waning part of the year. But to celebrate the sun high in the sky and when the earth is fully alive and with bounty, like today is about the fire energy, it's about the sun, and it is a very young time of year. And it is a time when we look at those polarities within us, the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, all aspects. And we turn to nature to allow that to look within ourselves. It's, for those of us that live by the Celtic wheel, every 6 weeks we pause and we look to ourselves as we look at nature and see what nature's doing. So right now she's in that time of absolute fertility and abundance. Like you can just see all around where I am, like everything's just in full bounty, the flowers, the vegetables, the fruit, everything's growing. And she reminds us of that abundance as well. So I thought it'd be really beautiful if we take this time together to pause and to honor this sacred time with intention. And so let's just take a moment, first of all, just to close our eyes. And you can lie down, you can stand, you can sit, whatever feels best. And let's just take a moment to bring our awareness internally. And just float our hands up to our heart center and feel our own light within us. And then feel the connection of the sun. And we are that energy, the sun, and the sun is us. And then I'm going to invite you to ask yourself, what is it that the sun is shining a light on in your life right now? Because it's the element of fire. So fire has the ability to transmute, to burn, to shape-shift, whatever energy that we're willing to release, So the summer solstice is about fullness, but it also, that fire can burn away whatever we're done with. So at the end, we'll do a little ceremony together. And of course, we have the healing, cleansing water here as well, that cleanses and purifies, and it like carries it away. So what is it that you are asking the sun to transform, to shift, to transmute, thought patterns, pain in the body, emotional pain, physical, old stories? We can tune into this sacred day and set our intentions for what we'd like, and then we can bring the sun in and that element in to set our intentions. So with our hands at our heart center, let's first of all call upon our ancestors that have gathered on this sacred day for thousands and thousands of years, because there was no such thing as watches and clocks that we looked to find out. We just looked up to the sun, the moon, like we lived that way, to the plants, to the earth. And we knew when to plant crops and when not to, when to hibernate. And we listened, and we lived in complete harmony. So let's do that together. Let's call upon our ancestors that have walked the path before us, that have honored this day so we can just tune in. Calling upon our ancestors that come here for the highest good from a heavenly realm to support us. And it's almost as if you feel them coming in and standing at your back. It's like the second they come in, you can feel that energy. So tuning into our ancestors. And if ever we want to work on ourselves and heal ourselves, we just have to look to our ancestors and help support, heal the lineage from the past, and that helps our present selves and for sure future generations. So we call upon our ancestors now. The raven. Calling upon Boan, the goddess of the rivers. Calling upon Lu, the Irish god of the sun. Calling upon Brigid, Breed, the goddess of fire, of the hearth. And calling upon the goddess on the white horse, Rhiannon, the goddess of the moon as well. And then calling upon the Tuatha De Danann, who are the mythical race, the head of the fairy realm. So calling upon whoever you would like here with us in this moment as we evoke sacred space on this sacred summer solstice. So I'm going to invite you to take a big deep inhale here and exhale. And then I'm going to invite you to send a grounding cord out the base of your spine, out the soles of your feet, and send that grounding cord wherever you are in this moment, down through the foundation, past the foundation of your home, of wherever you are, down through the layers of the earth, the rock, the soil, the sand, the water, whatever is beneath. And sending our energy deep, deep down to the very heart of the earth. And you'll know the second you've reached, because there's this sense of I am home. Because we come from the earth, we go back to the earth. And the more that we can live in harmony with her, the more harmony there is in the world. Because she's the ultimate mother. And how our relationship is with her represents that relationship of consciousness of all of us on the planet. So feeling your connection with Mother Earth, with her 4 billion years of wisdom, with this nourishment and nurturing, feeling your connection with the water that flows through your body, that flows through the earth, and invite that energy to heal whatever needs to be healed. Invite that energy to cleanse whatever needs to be cleansed, and to always remind us to live from this place of flow, of compassion, of kindness. And then feeling your connection with the trees, these beautiful trees all around. And the oak tree is one of the trees of the summer solstice, and it really represents the doorway to other worlds, the doorway to our own consciousness, the doorway into the next season that we're moving into. So taking a deep inhale and exhale. And as you connect with the tree and those roots that go deep down into the earth, that represents our ancestors. So feeling that beautiful connection with our ancestors. And then that trunk of the tree represents our present selves. And then as the branches reach up to the light, up to the sun, that's our next generation. So feeling your connection with the trees that bring that energy of growth and grounding and expansion and freedom. And then feeling your connection with the rocks that have the ability to communicate wisdom to us. You know, these megalithic sites all around Ireland that was and is our ancestors' way of communicating with us. Look at the symbols and the way they've communicated. Some of those symbols were written thousands and thousands of years ago, and they are reminding us to keep that connection. Keep it alive and live it, embody it. So taking another deep inhale and exhale, and then inviting your energy up from the earth. Feel it entering in through the soles of your feet. Feel it entering in through the base of your spine, and feel that energy traveling all the way up through your legs. And as it comes up, feel it like the energy of the sun, traveling up through your body, warm, light-filled. Feel it moving all the way up through your legs, up past your hips, all the way up through your core, up past your beautiful heart, and down out through your arms and fingertips, and all the way up to the crown of your head. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. And then feeling your connection with your higher self, a higher level of consciousness. And as we've evoked sacred space, we have called upon our guides. They're all here with us, and I invite you to ask yourself that question again. What is the sun shining a light on for me right now? Is it time to release something in this new season? Is it time to step into something you've been meaning to leave something you've been meaning to take action in some way or non-action in some way, to forgive? What is the sun shining upon in your physical, emotional, spiritual body, in your life? Something that maybe you didn't want to look at. And then when that light shines upon it, it sets us free. It allows us to live from that place of truth and authenticity. So taking a deep inhale and exhale. I invite you to surround your body with white light, surrounding your entire energy field with white light. And then I invite you to allow your energy to move up from your body. Your physical body stays as it is, and this light raises up above your body in such a way that you get to travel straight up to a higher level of consciousness. And you get down to look down on your physical body, almost as though the eagle does with the ants, and looks down and sees the ants moving around, busy, and the eagle just soars through the sky, looking down and wondering why the ant is always busy moving around. Instead, allow yourself, your energy to be like the eagle, to soar, to be present. Now with your mind's eye, I invite you to see your higher self. You, your greatest conscious self, standing in front of you. And I invite you to gaze into your higher self's eyes. See your soul. See your spirit. See your heart in each other's eyes. Now let's pause together for this summer solstice and see what guidance is here for you from your higher self. I invite you to take a big, deep inhale and exhale. And as you gaze into each other's eyes, your present self to your higher self. Through that gaze, send each other unconditional love. And then just inviting your energy to come back down fully into your physical body. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. And notice what it feels like to have the soles of your feet touching your socks, slippers, the ground, the floor. And just gently press the soles of your feet down, feeling fully in your body. And notice, did you receive any guidance? Anything that you want to write down, take a moment. Sometimes we think we'll remember things and it's helpful to write it down, and then we remember the parts that we need to. So I'm going to invite you now on this summer solstice. When we're being here together, this is our ritual. This is a ceremony. This is being conscious of this day. But I'm going to invite you to take this another step forward and perhaps create an altar. Perhaps you already have an altar that you could visit today and light a candle on it. If you've never created an altar before, or you just don't have one set up, I mean, there's no strict rules to it, but it's beautiful to position yourself if you can face the east where the sun rises, and somewhere private. And it's nice to bring all the elements. So if you have water, sacred water, water that you've blessed, water you've had under the sun or the moon on your altar, to bring some fresh flowers for the wood, to represent the wood, some crystals, some metal, maybe the bowl is made out of metal for the water, and anything to bring your ancestors onto the altar, something symbolic. Maybe it's something from a grandparent, a great-grandparent, or, something that just symbolizes it for you. And the summer solstice is also very much so about representing the abundance and the bounty of nature. So, we have a number out here in the forest, like this. I don't know actually the name for this sticky willow, but actually it sticks to your clothes. But I know there's wonderful medicinal qualities you can make tea. I often ask the land if I can have a little bit, and I make some tea. But even the tops of the blackberry leaves you can make tea with. And of course, the forest is full of nettles, and dock leaves you can even eat, and nettle leaves you can eat. I mean, there's so much abundance. So honor the herbs today, the bounty of Mother Earth. Give deep gratitude for her, and maybe put something on your altar. It can even be some tea leaves from your cupboard. So, and this is also a beautiful time if you have any crystals that you want to put out under the sun and the moon energy. So over the next 24 hours you could put some crystals out. It's a beautiful time to space clear the energy of your home just by opening everything up, and with a bell or chanting or dancing around your home, sage or any kind of an herb that you want to burn, lavender or anything would be beautiful. And so fire. So the Druids, pagans, it's always been fire. So a lot of the time there'll be bonfires today, and people will jump over the bonfires, and it represents trust, faith, hope. And we would also take time to throw what into the fire. So you can just even do that representing the sun. You can do that representing the sun is perfect too. So I'm going to invite you to carry on this ceremony and create some kind of an altar, and just sit with it, be with it. So the one last thing I would love to do together, and then we'll close sacred space. I'm going to invite you to think about what your intention for this summer solstice is. And I have some ferns. I have some ferns with some herb Robert here. This is with little purple flower. It's called Herb Robert, and you can put this in salads. You can juice with it. And you can actually blend it up, and you can have like a foot bath, and it detoxes. It's amazing. It even has like anti-cancer properties in it and everything. So it's called Herb Robert. So it's sitting on the fern. And what I'm going to invite you to do is, because it doesn't matter that we're not physically here together, we're energetically here, and that's what's most important. It's scientifically proven now, everything is made up of energy. So I'm going to send these beautiful ferns and Herb Robert down the river. And we together, collectively, I'm going to invite you to, as I send this down, set your intention. Be clear on the intention as we move into this new season, as we honor this sacred day together. So what is your intention? And so I'm going to invite you to watch this as it goes down the river.